Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. I find that a very simple chart reading technique that I've found to be so useful in my own, even with my own trading, okay, is to identify long-term levels of support and or resistance in the markets, okay? Long-term levels of support or resistance in the markets. And so we can see, right? We can see, like, looking at PayPal, because I was watching this PayPal come down here, we're probably likely to bounce. Notice how I actually had this trend line through here, right? Notice how we had this bottom through here, and then we had all this pick up through there, pick up through there. Now this is a weekly chart, remember, right? We picked it up all through here, and then we ran up. Then we came back down. Look where it actually bounced. Right around that same level, this level through here. Okay, and look where it actually bounced. So one of the most simple but powerful techniques that I use when I'm trading. Now, firstly, guys, I have a good trading system when I'm looking to get into a trade. Firstly, I know what I'm looking for, and on johnslivetraining.com, when you join my next join my next training, you'll be able to see my trading system. But even with your trading system right now, if you are not reading the weekly chart properly, which means if you're not looking at these levels through here, then you're probably getting into trades that are probably doing this, right? So if I bring up this here, if you get into trades that look really, really good, let's just say, for example, the market went sideways for a little bit, right? And then you had a bit of a breakout bar and you got in on a breakout, okay? The market started to take off. But then suddenly the market does this, and then does this, and then just completely doesn't follow through to the upside. I would bet your bottom dollar, 8 times out of 10 that 8 times out of 10 we can start to see that I guarantee you this level through here, if you get in on this breakout bar, that's probably likely to be the level of resistance through there. So for example, if this level through here was up through here on this weekly chart, if we had a daily chart, if we had a daily entry right here, okay, let's say we had an entry right here, that would be very, very, very risky on the charts, right? So let me bring this up on the chart itself. If I bring this level up through here, this is the weekly chart. We notice back through here. Now, if I go to my daily chart and I'm looking at, say, the last 3 months, and as this market picks up through here, as PayPal starts to pick up through here, if PayPal starts to pick up and pick up and pick up, then guess what? As we start to get around to 120, we're probably likely to see a bit of a rejection there. So without you noticing that weekly chart, that perspective, you're probably likely to see a bit of a rejection, a bit of a market pullback from there. So that's probably one of the 2 major things that I see that has really helped me with my trading. Even with a high probability trading system, it becomes even more high probability just by 1, having a good setup, but 2, not getting into trades when you're at these major levels, right? So so if I was looking to get into a PayPal trade, I would make sure that firstly, if there was a short trade here, I wouldn't want to be getting into a short trade anywhere around this level here. Why? Because I know I have this long-term level of support through here. I even have a long-term level of support through here. There's a lot of support when the market could probably reject it. Same for the bullish side, right? If I start to see a bullish trade and it's very close to this level, this round 120, well, I know that this trade or this level through here is probably likely to reject it and then probably bounce off for a little bit. All right. And then, because that's what it does, right? It runs these levels and then it bounces off. And then it may continue up and break through. But firstly, if I'm looking to get in and get out on a high probability basis that it's likely to run for me, because I trade anywhere between 2 and 5 days, meaning when I get into my trade, again, at johnslivetraining.com, you'll see my trading system. But when I get into a trade, I'm looking to hold anywhere between 2 and 5 days, but and sometimes even up to a couple of weeks as well too. From there. So, and this is something that, at my, the johnsflashstyle.com, that in that trading system, I teach you things like this so you can use, no matter what trading system you're using, you can apply simple things like this to start to increase your probability of having a successful trade. There's no guarantees of you having a successful trade, but it increases your probability of you having a successful trade. And then from that process, all right, from that process, that's when you can start to do really, really, really well in the markets. Make sense? So always keep an eye on that weekly chart there. Bring up at least 2, 3, 4 years if you have to, and keep an eye on that, because these levels do reject. Like if I give you an example of TSLA, right? Let's just bring up Tesla here for a minute. Right? Now, look at this here, right? Look at this here. If we look at Tesla, this is a great example of what happened with Tesla, right? What happened here? Tesla what? Broke up. And then we had a little bit of a pullback, and then we actually ran up. Why did Tesla stop right here around $360? Why did it stop there? Well, if you're just looking at especially if you're looking at a few months, you'd be like, oh my goodness, I thought Tesla was running up. Why did it stop here and have a bit of a pullback? Now, it's not a change in trend, is it? No. But what is it? It's pulling back. Now, why did it pull back from there? Well, if we go to our weekly chart and we squeeze our weekly chart up, you'll notice that around this level through here, and especially even up through here, there is a ton of areas of where the market has had a lot of areas of rejection in the markets. So if you're wondering like, oh, Tesla pulled back here. Yeah, it pulled back because from 360 up to 380, this whole what we call area, it's not just one level, right? This whole area here is likely to be some form of resistance in the markets because there's been a ton of it in the past. So knowing that up front, and this is what's actually made me do so well with my trading system, is that one, I have a good trading system, but secondly, I'm identifying where is my trade set up in the market perspective on this stock. Is it towards any major resistance on the weekly charts? Is it towards any major support levels on those charts? And if so, is it too close? Because if it's too close, then it's probably going to lower my probability of that. So therefore, when I do get into my trading system, again, guys, on my next training I'm going to do today at johnslivetrading.com, you'll be able to see, I'm going to walk you through step by step all my trading system details, how I trade options and how I use scanning to find the trades. But it doesn't matter what trading system you're using, always look at these areas through here that can really, really, really start to pick things up, and it can really start to help you when it comes to your trading here, okay? Because this is one of the biggest things out there that is going to cause a lot of your trades to not do well. And if you can stop getting into some of those trades, right? We can never eliminate losses 100%, but if you get out of some of these trades that are causing you to go backwards, then guess what? Your win-loss ratio goes up, your confidence goes up, and it's a continuation from there, moving forward there. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. So and these levels really, 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 really do. It's something that just what happens with the markets, right? So if we look at something like MCD, right? This is McDonald's here. If I look at my weekly chart on McDonald's, right? Look what's actually going on here with McDonald's right now, right? Well, we had a bounce. We came down, had a bounce, had all this bounce level through here, right? And then you can see this bouncing level. The market ran up. The market then what? Had a bit of a pullback. Came all the way back down to actually 2 levels of support. This horizontal level. And then also this sort of angled level here. And then guess what's happening? We're finding a lot of support levels through here, aren't we? So that tells me right now where McDonald's is right now, we're holding this level here. You can see how it came down. And now we're just holding that level through there very nicely there. So I would actually expect to see a bit more upside coming out of McDonald's and probably even race back up towards the 205, probably we might find a little bit of resistance at this level through here, this trend line, and a little bit of a pullback, but I think ultimately we start to see, on a short-term basis, probably run back up towards that 205 to 210 level there. So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I'll just take a bit of a sip of water and then I'll continue here. So really, 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 this is some of the simple stuff there, guys. But when you start to apply this to when you start to apply this to any trading system you're trading right now, guys, it can just be so good for your trading. And that's what we want, right? We want more wins and less losses. You can never eliminate losses 100%. But you can, guys. But you can start to do really well out of the markets from this perspective here, and I hope that makes sense. So, hey traders, I'm running a flash sale. It's a $7 flash sale to my brand new Grab the Markets by the Bullish trading course. If you go to johnsflashsale.com, you can get access to the $7 massive sale that I'm doing right now for a short time. So go to johnsflashsale.com and I'll see you over there.